Hi everyone, my name is Aubrey Doyle and I'm the Director of Renaissance Theater here at Bethel University. And I'm so excited that you're here today for our Masterclass Monday. We're going to be talking about how to prepare for a theater audition. So whether that's preparing for a college or university or a high school show or professional theater or community theater show, we've got you covered. So a couple of things to think about here as we start. So first things first, how do you find a song or a monologue or choreography? Now this is for a general audition, not a show-specific audition, and we'll get into that soon. So for a general audition, usually you'll know what the requirements are going to be before you get there. So you're going to want to look online or talk to somebody that you might know that goes to that school or is involved in that community theater program to give you some tips or some things that you'll need to do. And so for that, you'll need a song. So first of all, use your resources well. Go online, Google if you want songs for a musical theater audition. Don't go with the first thing that comes up. Usually that's the thing that's going to be the most overused and the most overdone. Try to find something unique and something that shows off what you can do best, and something that just shows us as directors what you offer, okay? So don't just Google the first thing you can find and then just go with that. There's also books out there that have great monologues. You can look online for those as well. There's books with like 30 different monologues, or you can find something from a movie. My suggestion is don't find something with other dialogue. I've had people audition in the past that have come up and said a line and then paused as if someone else was going to speak, and then said the line after, and it was very strange. So when you're looking for a monologue, make sure it's a paragraph. Usually a minute or less is what most people are looking for. So find something with a good story arc as well. You want to have something that takes your character somewhere. I don't want to ever see something that is just one note, something that is just one level of emotion. You want to give as much as you can. Let the story in your monologue arc and let it come back down, okay? So if you're playing, say, a Valley Girl, we want to find more emotion than just, okay? So find something that has a little bit of a story arc to it so that the director can see the best range of emotions that you can give. Same thing with your song. When you're picking a song, you want to find something that has great story to it so that you can deliver. As directors and people that are casting a show, we don't want to just see the musical notes or hear the musical notes that you can sing. I don't care how high you can sing or how low you can hit that note. I want to see you, and I want to see what you can bring to the table as far as character-wise. And if you can sing and act at the same time, some people have a harder time doing that than you really think. So make sure that you choose a song that also shows what you can do as an actor or actress. And then choreography, if you do have to do a dance audition, make sure that it is something that you feel comfortable doing. If you can't do a double pirouette, don't attempt a double pirouette. Do something that is completely easy for you, that you can do really well and that you can execute with perfection, okay? Same thing with the vocal side of things. So if you're doing a song and you're going for a high note and you are singing and you're like, I think I can hit this note, just don't do it. Find a note that you feel completely comfortable with hitting and go big, okay? That's the goal. Next thing is show-specific auditions. You're auditioning for The Little Mermaid and you want to know, they want to see Ariel, they want to see Prince Eric, or they want to see Sebastian, and you know that you have to sing measure this to measure that. It doesn't always have to be the leading role. I think that's where a lot of people get caught up. They do their research on the show and then they think, well, I'm just going to go for the female lead. That's the best option for me. Not always. So make sure that you are doing your research. You need to know the show just as well as your director knows the show. Like I said earlier, anything can happen. The director can say, hey, I need you to sing for this part instead. I think that might be a better fit for you. You don't need to be like, oh, okay, I've never heard that song before. The best option would be to know all of the audition pieces that are obviously for you that you can sing. So you need to make sure that you're ready and aware of what's going on in the show. So that will help you as well if it's show specific. So this is more for generic auditions. What style should you choose? So should I do something that contrasts, like with my song and my monologue, or should you do something that complements it? That's up to you. A lot of times in professional auditions, there's a range of things happening. So you could have a song that talks about how you love this boy, and then a monologue that talks about how you hate all men. Those things are good too. Or you can have something else, something that talks about, oh, I'm in love, and then something that complements that song. So think through those things. Make sure that your monologue and your song kind of go together in some way, whether that is contrasting or complementing each other. Just make sure that they jive, because as a director, it's more memorable for me to see something that goes together rather than just two random pieces that don't really make any sense. Next up will be pushing your limits. So if you are a high soprano and you want to sing Phantom of the Opera, for instance, totally fine. But you've got to make sure that you feel comfortable and confident with the notes that you're about to hit. I don't want to see you have to tilt your head and squint your face up to go for that big note. And if you're a bass, if you want to sing Old Man River, totally fine, but just make sure you can hit the notes and hit them well with confidence and that it feels natural. You want to be comfortable and just feel like yourself and like you're bringing your best. So don't try to overdo it with anything that might be too difficult for you at that time. Also, you can use typecasting to your advantage. So in college, I was able to play several roles that were the dumb blonde character, which at first I was like, why did I get cast again in that sort of role? I can do more than that, I'm better than that. And then you know what? I realized that that's just a little bit of who I am, and it's totally fine to take advantage of that. So like, for instance, I was Kim in Bye Bye Birdie. I was a silly girl in Beauty and the Beast. So much hair flipping, roles like that. And then once I realized that's what I'm good at, embrace it. Don't be scared of it. Don't be frustrated by what you do well. Find what your niche is and live in that space for a little bit. Yes, of course, challenge yourself, and yes, of course, push yourself. But for an audition, that's not the time. Make sure that you're super comfortable with whatever material that you pick. Next up is calming your nerves. You've got your monologue, your song, your audition material. It's all ready to go now, so we're about to go into the audition, but you are terrified. Your heart is pounding, there's sweat everywhere, there's all kinds of crazy stuff happening in your mind. You're freaking out, should I do this? What should, you know? So we want to avoid that, but to help with being scared at an audition or just being nervous in general, here's a couple things that have helped me along the way. First off, stretching. Stretch your muscles out, do arm circles. I used to do push-ups before a show just to kind of, or before an audition, just to kind of get your blood pumping, do lunges, I don't know, get the blood flowing, that's the goal. So, and it also takes your mind off of it for just a minute. Next thing would be tense and release. So you can do this with any muscle in your body, with your fists, your feet, your thighs, your calves, your core, anything. You're squeezing and you're tightening for 10 seconds, and then you just release. And you can do that without anybody knowing if you're too uncomfortable to stretch in front of people. Another thing you can do is deep breathing exercises. So when you do that, you can breathe in for 2, out for 2. So in for 2, out for 2. And then you can do the same thing for 4, 6, 8, all the way up to not passing out, maybe 12, I don't know. That's kind of up to you, but do it as much as you need to kind of slow your heart rate and calm your nerves. Another thing that's been super helpful for me is prayer. Pray to God and ask Him to help calm your nerves, and just kind of meditate and pray that God will just get you through the audition. It's helped me a lot. All right, 3 positives about yourself is the next one, and that is huge. Right before you step in, okay, you're confident, you're ready to go, and you're gonna say 3 positive things about yourself. I've got this. Okay, I know I can hit this note. I'm gonna do the best that I can. Okay, those things, you don't have to say you're gonna get the part, because sometimes you don't, and that's okay. But you wanna be confident as you're going in. Now that we've got our audition pieces ready, we've calmed our nerves, now we're in the actual audition. So, what you wanna do is when you walk in, you don't want to walk too fast or too slow. You want to make sure that your pace is good and even, okay? You don't want to seem too anxious, and you don't want to seem lazy either. So find a good pace to enter and exit. That's always a good tip. After that, do you want to dress for the part you want, or do you just dress like business casual? I would suggest dress normal. If you're auditioning for a specific show, maybe like little nods to the show, great. Maybe a specific color, or that kind of thing. But I wouldn't, if you're going out for, say, Mary Poppins, don't come in full Mary Poppins garb. That will be tough for the directors, because as directors, we are looking at you for several parts, not just what you're auditioning for necessarily. So you want to be ready. So if you come in as Mary Poppins and then I want to see you read for Jane, the child, it's going to be very difficult for me to see you as a child if you're dressed as Mary Poppins, if that makes sense. So I would suggest not dressing for the part you want. just dress nice. So then, what do they want to see? I know that's going through your head a lot as you're auditioning. What are the directors looking for? What do they want to see? What do they want to see me do? I don't know. You know, those kind of things. Don't worry about it, okay? That's my main tip for you. As a director, I want to see you. I want to see who you are, and I want to see you give your best. And you guys just have to trust that the director is going to make the best decision possible for their show. They have a specific vision for what they want their show to look like, and you are a piece of that puzzle that they've got to put together to make the best show possible. I hope that you guys learned something today and that you will keep auditioning and keep doing your best. Keep pushing yourselves to do better and to do more, and keep auditioning. We'll see you soon. Bye.